We have Earl on the line.
Why would we have Earl on the line?
Well, Earl is black.
That's true.
We have a black story, and we figure we get we would get someone that is the whitest black guy we know to talk about rap music. Earl, what's up?
Yo.
How are you? Yo, B. What it be? What's going on? What's going on with 50 Cent?
He's completely lost his mind again. Again, I mean, this is the most ridiculous story I've ever heard.
What's with the rap community there, Black Earl?
You know, no home training. What do you expect?
Say what?
No home training. When you have a disagreement with somebody,
yeah,
you try to work it out. You know, gunfire doesn't erupt.
Well, I think they needed grandmammies like Jamie Foxx had. That would whoop 50 Cent's ass and tell him to be a Southern gentleman.
It just doesn't make sense to me how you have a disagreement with someone and gunfire erupts.
Well, that seems to be commonplace in the hip-hop community. The hip-hop community. What the hell does that even mean?
Yeah,
I read about it all the time, the hip-hop community.
Yeah, what is the hip-hop community, Earl?
I don't think it's any different than, let's say, the rock community.
There is no rock community. It's rock music. You listen to it if you enjoy rock music. There's no community. I don't get together with other rock people and try to make legislation. What kind of community is this? And they're always trying to bolster their image, but they can't because the actions speak much louder than their words. There's a rally here in New York against Hot 97.
Against Hot 97?
Against Hot 97 and their racist management over there of Whitey. Their Whitey management. There is a rally tomorrow, and it is because Hot 97 does not represent the hip-hop community in a good light. And they want to let the people know what the hip-hop community is all about. Oh. It's not about the racism and the violence. What? Are you insane?
Well, they've always been very racially tolerant in hip-hop. I mean, if you listen to old KRS-One lyrics, I mean, they really are. I mean, very, very diverse group of thinkers.
Never any lyrics about violence against women or violence against each other. You never hear that stuff. No. You never hear lyrics about guns and killing.
It's very rare.
That's the hip-hop community. That's it. Hip-hop. The hippity-hop community. We all get around and bounce.
Earl, comment?
Yes, Earl?
There's not a lot I could disagree with, but at the same time, there's a lot of positives about the hip-hop community.
Name me one.
Please.
Well, besides the blood of Eazy-E.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
Very good.
Bravo.
I'm going to be laughing while I listen to that on my MiFi later.
Oh, wow, you went there, didn't you? Well,
Earl, you stink as an expert on the...
Listen, Earl, you're black. You're supposed to be an expert.
Earl from Runaki, can you please just help out with some opinions on this?
Yeah, you see, I got to explain what's going on. Elo down there in Washington, he wants all these experts. Like if
we need experts.
If you're talking about sports, have that sports expert you could go to. You know, maybe someone in... if it's a football thing, it's maybe an ex-NFL player that's just an expert that you guys get along with. If it's entertainment or gadgets, maybe it's Laszlo or, experts left and right. That's what Elo wants on this program. So we figured, okay, we'll give this a shot. So we got a black story. Let's go to the black expert. It's Black Earl.
Stop.
You stink.
What? You didn't let me finish.
We get more out of Don's dog, Rudy.
Earl, let me ask you. I mean, the whole thing with 50 Cent, the rap community, a lot of people think that it's just about violence, but then you get the other side where people go, well...
Again, rap music is probably the most original music to come out since rock and roll, easily.
Yeah.
All right.
And in a way, it has created a community. Remember, hip hop was always an underground thing, but it was specifically a very...
Why does it always have to be a community? Yeah. Why does it have to be this big separatist thing? It's a community, and guess who isn't invited into the community?
Why?
And guess who can't criticize the community? Guess who's looking at the community thinking, what a bunch of kooks.
Wait a minute. Who's not included in the community?
Who's not
the white
included?
community is making the most money off of hip hop. Let's be honest here.
Well, that's been the way for years.
Yeah. Don't rock the boat, Earl.
They're very much a part of the hip hop community. Let's be totally honest.
Okay, but then again, white people put more money into the hip hop community. Are you telling me white kids are the ones buying more of these CDs than anybody, and you know it?
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true, but I mean, they're a part of it as much as anybody.
The rally that's taking place tomorrow is also it's to show how commercialized hip-hop has gotten and how it has to get back to its roots in the community. This is a whole thing I read on a website that is going on about this rally tomorrow. They have guest speakers, and it's just going to be, really a bash fest. Because they said Hot 97 is run by Whitey. It's run by Whitey, and they have Uncle Toms in place that do whatever the white management tells them to do. So they could be racist, they could commercialize and profiteer on the hip-hop music that should be, supporting the community. What?
Are they really finding a way to blame white people for this one?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. So I suppose it was white people that pulled the trigger on Tupac Shakur and on Biggie, and I'm sure that was white people too, not gang wars and all that stuff.
It is. Whitey makes it so commercial that there's so much money involved that the black artists feel compelled to knock off the competition so they could get more money. It's the new drug trade is what they're saying.
Wow, because see, I thought Whitey originally held them down. So now Whitey has held them down, and in the same breath, Whitey is making it more commercial, so God forbid they can make more money. And because, I guess, they're uncontrollable and they're not human, they don't know how to handle more money and just deal with lawyers like every other person, so they shoot each other? Is that what the black community is saying?
I guess that's how they're putting it.
Well, yeah. That seems to be what they're implying.
Yeah.
Well, the argument, which I don't agree with, is that record companies who are primarily run by whites, let's be honest, they will only promote the thuggery, the quote-unquote violence.
That is true.
Women,
the bigger the thug, the better
argument.
he does. Yeah.
I don't agree with it.
But Earl, let me ask you a question, not to interrupt you, but do you think that if soft-spoken guys who did gentle lyrics generated more money, don't you think that's who they'd promote? They'd promote who makes money.
Yeah. The thug thing is a hot trend right now, so they're going with it. That's all that's about.
How about in rock and roll, man? In heavy metal, all they promote is dope addicts. Guys that have all, Tommy Lee has been abusive to his wife. Ozzy has abused Sharon. I mean, there's a different kind of violence there, but there's a drug subculture in rock too. They promote that.
Yeah.
They promote whatever sells. That's new in the black community. I know you're not saying this, but just the nerve of the fucking hip hop community. Can you stop explaining away everything and take some fucking responsibility?
Well, it's the same. Well, going back to the rock argument, there was a period there where the quote-unquote sensitive singer-songwriters got a lot more plugs, the James Taylors, the Jackson Browns. They got more promoted than, let's say, the Black Sabbath. Sabbath made better records.
You're right, they do.
But, the record companies pump their money into those guys.
Because they probably thought they were going to sell better.
And for a while they did.
It's all about it's you got to make money. You can't be stupid. Oh, let's pump our money and support something that's not going to sell. That's ridiculous.
Well, this
it's not about integrity.
This is a very dangerous game that's going on, though. Because
that's the whole thing.
That's what we're getting
carried
to.
Over. It's carried over. I could understand if this was an act, and you say 50 Cent is like an actor, and he's portraying this role of this violent thug in order to sell his music. But the truth of the matter is, he is a thug. It carries over into real life where it's real bullets flying and shooting these people.
Well, they're encouraging these rap artists to sing about shooting other rappers and stuff because that's the hot trend. This is what I'm wanting to say. And it's a dangerous game they're playing because these guys are dying over it.
Yeah.
In the end. And the latest is 50 Cent is his new album's coming out. And the Post says here, bullet-prone rap star 50 Cent, featuring a retaliatory attack after two hip-hop shootouts this week, canceled the Times Square appearance yesterday and was said to be lying low. Virgin Megastore officials, citing security concerns, told fans that 50 would not show up for his planned meet and greet at 9 tonight to promote his new CD, The Massacre. His CD's called The Massacre. This just got too nasty, said a store manager after the multi-millionaire bowed out. Too many beefs, too much to lose. Industry insiders said the threat-laden new album would likely skyrocket to #1 with a bullet, even as the hip-hop world braced for fresh mayhem.
Yep, is that really, how come Eminem is pretty heavily promoted. He doesn't talk about shooting other people.
Yeah,
So
he
it's
talks
whatever
about killing
sells.
his wife.
What's that?
He talks about killing. The first two records,
his
all he was
wife.
talking about was
No,
killing his
dude.
wife.
Jimmy, Eminem pretty much produced this 50 Cent.
No, what I'm talking about is, I know Eminem talks about violence, but I'm saying he's not giving real threats, like in a real way, to other rappers and going, this is what's going to happen to you. He's talking shit. He's not a violent guy.
He ribs
I
them.
understand that, but at the same time, having several songs about putting your wife in the trunk dead.
But he doesn't act on it.
No, absolutely. But at the same time,
These guys are acting on it. They're shooting each other. Hot 97 is a war zone. These poor bastards, that's in a nice building, and I was listening to the news station, and some poor son of a bitch who's got to go into an office every day is worried for his life, that he's got to walk through this building with these thugs shooting.
Well, because there's been many shootings outside that building, right?
Yeah. Little Kim shooting.
The little Kim shooting is on the front page of the Post today.
yeah, and I think a DJ jumped the rival DJ once in front of the station also. So.
It's like wars going on that are really killing people in the hip-hop community.
Well, listen to the CD review of 50 Cent's new CD.
All
Anthony.
right.
It says, for 50 Cent, it's all about his rifle and gun and figuring which is for shooting and which is for fun, Anthony. Half of his latest CD, The Massacre, which hits stores today, has Mr. Cent, this is in the review, has Mr. Cent cocking his Glock and rubbing out other rappers who've slighted him, and the rest portrays the bullet-riddled MC as a lover man.
Oh.
Despite tracks like A Baltimore Love Thing and his double entendre-laced #1 single, Candy Shop, where the man raps to a young lady, I'll take you to the candy shop, I'll let you lick the lollipop. His gun-toting image dominates.
Mm-hmm.
In rap after rap, 50 Cent describes how he's going to settle the war of words with trigger pulls. In fact, that's how the disc introduces itself, with a hail of bullets fired from a machine gun.
There you go.
That record gunplay is the blatant warning, Anthony. Where 50 Cent is subliminally subtle is in the album's artwork, where a New York City certificate of death is reproduced with Irving Jeffrey as the deceased. If you're new to the rap wars, Irving Jeffrey combines the given names of producer Irv Gotti,
the rap wars,
and rapper Ja Rule. By the way, according to 50 Cent, the pair have a date with death in a few days on March 8th.
March 8th, he's saying that they're going to die or something? Is that the date on the death certificate?
Yeah, is that what's going on with that, Earl?
Well, that was the original release date of the record.
All right. The song Piggy Bank makes fun of other prominent hip-hop and rap artists like Shine, who's in prison, and according to Cent, is popping off his mouth in a cell. Nas takes a hit, so does Fat Joe and Jadakiss. At the end of Piggy Bank, Cent pokes these rap tigers, laughs, and lets those who've been served know they've got to do something now.
You've been served.
Even though who's shooting who is what's really important here, musically this album is neat continuation of Cent's 7 million selling Get Rich or Die Trying from 2002.
50 Cent has been shot 9 times. He's the fucking Sergeant Barnes of rap. These guys are fucking he's not pretending to be a thug. This is what these guys are, man. They're rough dudes. They have talent and they become famous. But it's like, you're going to promote them.
Dealers.
But you understand, that's what they do.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you supposed to not promote or not? This is what they write. You think some Jewish lawyer is standing over 50 Cent telling him what to write? Are you out of your fucking mind?
You know what it's like? It's like when they brought Kong from Monster Island, and they bring him to New York. You're not thinking about the consequences. You just know people want to see Kong. So you strap him in, and you hope for the best, and in the long run, what happens? Chaos. People wind up getting killed. Because, you can't take Kong out of his habitat and throw him in the city and think he's not going to still be a Kong.
Probably not the example I would have chosen.
No?
Maybe not.
Well, guys, you think of a guy like Jay-Z who was at a time engaged in illegal activity, and now he's a businessman.
Dude, so is Snoop. I'm not saying that these guys shouldn't be millionaires because what they do is good. Fine. My problem is don't blame white management of record stations. Just take responsibility for it.
Oh, absolutely. At the end of the day, you're responsible for you. But again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning. It goes back to home training. What you decide to do once the fame comes in, once the money starts to come in? Do you decide to grow? Do you decide to get mature, or do you stay a thug?
Put a crib together, so it's featured on MTV is what you do.
That's right.
Get some bitches
with all your whips.
That's the way rappers handle this shit. I mean, look. When Black Sabbath left their manager, they didn't shoot him. They wrote a song called The Writ. When Neil Young and Ronnie Van Zant had a problem, Sweet Home Alabama came out of it.
There you
They
go.
didn't fucking shoot Neil Young.
Although Neil was seen by an airplane, I think.
An excellent
Tinkering with an engine.
Neil had a
That's funny. All right. Thank you, Earl.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for nothing. Tad S. from San Francisco. I have a message for you.
Wow, you're giving out.
Hey, you had a little thing. You had a thing.
All right, Chris from New York. What's up?
What's going on, guys? I just pray 50 Cent doesn't get himself shot and killed. Because all of a sudden we got to listen like he's some kind of genius for the next 6 years.
Well, that's true. Once they get killed, it's just amazing.
And are they really dead? We all know Tupac is still living. Tupac has put out, what,
Of course he
6
is.
or 7 CDs since he died?
Heidel from New York.
Dude, don't give answers.
Please.
Don't give answers to the speculation.
What? Just a couple.
Wait,
Let's go to Shane in Staten Island. Shane?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I was just curious. Does anybody know where the hip-hop community is so I know not to raise my kids there?
yes, it's called Rikers Island.
The hip-hop community. Move to the hip-hop community.
Yeah, can you imagine? Ken in Philly, what's up?
Oh, what's up, Todd? I just wanted to say this shit isn't only in the rap stuff, man. We got the mayor of the city of Philadelphia saying the brothers and sisters run the city. Whereas, the guy in Congress a couple of years back, I can't think of his name, said the word niggardly and he lost his job.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, he said that in a real conversation. It's a legitimate word. It just sounds racist, but it's not. And yeah, you're right.
Norton, you rock, by the way, brother.
Thank you, Angel Eyes.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
That's it, Ken. All right, let's go to Cigars and Scotch from whackbag.com.
I've been listening. I'm just curious. Is this show becoming more Afrocentric on the channel?
You should see the afros we're growing as we speak.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Bunching out.
I used to listen to the militant black station here in New York. It was WLIB years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like, just the most racist station I ever listened to. Just constantly bashing white people. And, it was entertaining. It was fun. I listened every day because it was really funny. It was entertaining. They had one segment about how the melanin in your skin, they had an expert on there. The melanin in your skin actually affects your brain also and makes people with more melanin in their skin, which makes you darker, more intelligent. And this guy is just going on and on about how the blacker you are, the more intelligent you are because of the melanin in your body, in your system. And I'm listening, just
Wow.
this great stuff. It was the most racist radio station on the dial and never really got, no one ever called them on it because it was black people, talking about white people. It was amazing stuff, though. I wish
Fun
they
to
were
listen
still on.
to, right?
Very fun to listen to.
White management encourages it and is responsible for it. But can black people, can you stop seeing yourselves as helpless children? Whatever, like, how come why aren't you giving white people credit for all your fantastic accomplishments? Black History Month, you don't hear a lot about how fantastic white people are, but whenever there's a problem, it's white people's fault. You want to pass out blame? Fine, we'll take it. Give credit, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, we didn't invent the peanut oil.
Exactly. George Washington Carver, if I had enough of that motherfucker. Peanut oil stinks. Who cares? What are you good for? You rub it on your mule when you're whacking your bag? What good is peanut oil?
It's in everything.
He's a big deal. I'll
Peanut
take
oil
the
is-
phone or
Wow.
electricity.
Peanut oil's in just about everything.
Yeah, is it really?
Yeah.
Like what, heart attacks? We'll take the phone, electricity, and space travel. You can have peanut oil.
Space travel. Like, that's just something.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bunch of inventions that helped us there that I'm sure
was
some
just-
black people were involved in.
It was just one big invention.
Oh, no.
Space travel.
Peanut
Space
oil was a
travel.
big part of space travel. What would they have eaten? That's actually what makes Tang. It's peanut oil.
What is wrong with peanut oil?
Oh,
Nothing
the
at all.
Stupid peanut.
I should not know his name.
I enjoy a handful of peanuts every once in a
So
while.
do I.
All right, well.
So do I.
George Washington Carver.
I
That's
just
right.
don't care. He gets a high school for inventing peanut oil? If that's what he did, I don't know.
Big Rob.
Hey, how you doing, boys? What's up, Sugar Tits?
Hello, Rob. Thanks for calling the program.
I think the one thing Earl was missing is there are two main factions of the hip-hop community. There's this whole faction of militant blacks and they're the ones you see in the news, and they're the ones organizing these protests and all this shit. I hate Whitey. And then everybody else. I mean, I'm a white kid, but I grew up in Baltimore. I'm living in Jersey now. Lots of black friends, all that shit. But none of my friends hate white people. I mean, and some of them do the hip hop thing, some of them don't. But it's just ridiculous that everybody gets lumped into like one community. It's like saying Manhattan's all one community. It's just nonsense.
Well, dude, you have to look at, like, Baltimore has a really high murder rate, and Baltimore has always been kind of violent. How long did you live in Baltimore?
I lived there for about 10 years.
Baltimore.
You know, I'm going down to Baltimore a little next week. I'm actually going to be down there for a few days. But I'm careful, man. I'll stay in the Baltimore Harbor, but I don't ever walk around downtown Baltimore because you were telling me the truth back in Baltimore, sir. Please continue. Well, I've read the case file of you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Man, when we take that train ride to D.C., how scary is it when it starts
going
through
through
Baltimore?
some of those areas. Wow.
Unbelievable.
You look out the window and,
where's that, guys? Where?
Look out the window.
Baltimore?
Baltimore?
Yeah, look out the window. It's just,
I like Baltimore.
You're amazed that people are living in some of those buildings. John, what's up?
Hey, what's up, ladies?
Hi, John.
Ladies, yes.
Yeah.
John?
Hey, I can't hear you.
Oh,
That's
I think that's
fault,
his phone.
though. That's not us this time.
That's right.
Go ahead, John. No?
John.
I think he just panicked, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He heard us, but I think he just panicked.
Nervous Nelly.
Let's go to Kevin in Jersey. Kevin?
Yo.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey.
As a semi-intelligent black man, I just had to throw this comment out there. If you guys remember Chris Rock's stand-up, his act, he said, there's black people and then there's niggas, and most black people can't stand niggas.
True, yeah.
That is the truth.
Well, it does a great disservice, like I said yesterday, to black people that have their families, they're working, they're contributing to society. It just must infuriate them 10 times more than it infuriates me when they read this in the paper and stuff, because it affects the entire race. It just does.
Look, when I see white people, like, whether they're skinheads or Klansmen, I don't look at them as like a bad part of white. They're just dirtbags.
Yeah.
Like I'm not embarrassed for them as another white guy. I don't give a fuck about them. They're just animals, and they're savage, cross-burning animals. Fuck them.
Yeah.
So I don't know why other black people would even care. Like you understand? It's not even about hip hop or people being violent. Be violent. Who gives a shit? That's your business. But just don't blame white people for your own actions. Mm-hmm. Stop it. Mm-hmm. They're millionaires. If you can't tell millionaires, hey, look, stupid, you're millionaires. Don't shoot each other. But Bill Gates and Steve Jobs shoot each other? For Christ's sake.
That'd be some battle.
Let's say hi to Floyd in Alabama.
Sissy pushing each other.
Hi, boys. How you doing today?
What up, Floyd?
Hi, Floyd.
Hey, I don't see what the problem is. The niggers are killing each other off, man. It's a win-win situation. Y'all have a good day. I'm punching out.
Here is Alabama.
No surprise.
Some things just never change.
Every time we take a call from Alabama, it's the same phone call.
Yeah, it's never encouraging.
And you know what the problem is with calls like that, people that have those opinions? It makes it harder for us to have an intelligent conversation about the subject, because then now we're talking like we're talking, and we're labeled. A lot of people would label what we're saying racist. Because of people like that, and they lump all that in the same category. Sure. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying exactly. An example like that, I don't have any connection to that call or what that guy said. I'm not like, well, he's making the white community look bad.
Yeah,
do what you want, stupid. Mm-hmm. Run around with a Dixie flag tied to your cock and smack your mother in the face with it. I mean, I didn't mean to get sexy all of a sudden. I'm just raising an example.
All right, Anthony, we're going to take a break.
Uh-huh.
I want to play a little song here, though, and I want to make it perfectly clear this has nothing to do with 50 Cent.
Oh,
I don't want to be involved with the rap wars.
You think an Opie is going to get involved in the rap war?
I don't want someone to get confused out there. Because, look, let's face it, XM is in all the Escalades, okay?
That's true.
There's a lot of Escalades out there listening to our program.
Well, at least in April there will be. I don't see 50 in all of them ordering the premium channels.
We had a very honest discussion about the hip-hop community and 50 Cent, and we read his review. Sounds like his album's going to be terrific.
You're giving it a thumbs up.
Sounds like it's going to be a terrific CD.
Now, what about the other side that doesn't like 50? Now you're maybe getting them a little pissed off, Hope. I would just remain neutral.
All right, I'm neutral.
If this is what you're into,
all right, I'm neutral.
I hear it's good,
but
I don't really go for it that much.
It looks like it's going to be a terrific CD.
I'm going to line up with 50. I'm looking forward to the big drop. I understand that also it's being kind of coincided to do the same time as the new Jim Norton CD.
Oh!
That's kind of what 50 was thinking, that he wanted our CDs to kind of drop at the same time.
Do you diss other comics on there?
Yeah.
Talk about Voss's teeth?
Yo, Rich Voss, you got teeth like Mr. Ed. And by dissing me, he doesn't shoot me. He just goes onto my blog and writes with his fucking horrible, retarded boy grammar. And then people think that I am also stupid. That's how Voss gets me back.
Can you imagine if there was comic wars? That'd be hilarious.
Yo, Bob Kelly, you're a sucker. Why don't you go to the hotel, you sink fucker?
Well,
B.
Well,
That wasn't bad. It rhymed.
Yeah, rhymes. You sink fucker.